Phil here, and in this video I'm going to talk about using Dealer's Market Diary on Tradietics to anticipate moves in SPY. Basically, Dealer's Market Diary is the approximate total deltas held by dealers at all different expirations across the market, and what this tracks and like kind of what it means when retail traders like us buy a call, for instance, a call option. That makes us delta positive. And the dealers, they sell us that option. So that makes them delta negative. And dealers don't like to be delta negative or delta positive. They like to be delta neutral. So when they sell you that call option, they are going and buying 100 shares of the underlying to hedge and to be neutral. The flip side, the reverse is true about puts. If we buy puts, they have to sell us those puts. It makes them delta positive, and they want to get back to neutral. So they sell 100 shares of the underlying for every contract. Okay. Now, how do we apply that to the Dealer's Market Diary? This is showing us the total deltas, and it's kind of showing us what retail traders are doing. So this is very bearish. All right. We have a ton of put buying, and we actually have call selling. So people, the sentiment of the market of retail traders was very bearish on Friday. Okay. So with what I just said about explaining how the dealers, sometimes they buy shares if there's calls, and they sell shares if there's puts. What does this mean? If retail's very bearish, it means that when these expire, I'm talking like this is Friday, but these expire today. So by the end of the day, we know that dealers need to buy back a ton of shares that they've sold to stay delta neutral on these positions. And if they buy a bunch of shares, what's going to happen to SPY? It's going to go up in price. And they usually do this going into close that day. Okay. So let's check out SPY. Let's see what happens here. At the end of the day, we start to find some bottom down here. Big wicks, buyers stepping in, big wicks down. And then eventually around, 11 o'clock Pacific time, we get a nice rally up into the close. Okay. I've noticed these big bars don't happen that often. As you can see, like all these other days, it's pretty small. This was an OPEX day, obviously. The next big bar on the sheet is December 16th, which is triple witching. Okay. But as long as I've been watching the Dealer's Market Diary and I see these big candles like this, and they have been mostly red lately, every time we've got to move up at the end of the day. Sometimes it's $3, sometimes it's $6, $7, but it like clockwork, around 60 to 90 minutes into close, we get the move. Okay. So what I'm doing going forward, and I've been doing this lately, is I'm looking for, around my time, around 11:30, I'm going to start watching SPY. I'm going to see if we're starting to see some buying pressure, if a bottom looks like it might be in, and then I'm going to try to find an ideal place to get in my calls based on my levels. Everyone has their own levels and things like that. But this is a great tip to know, and so far has been very accurate in predicting these end of day moves. I've yet to see a day with a big green candle up, but logic would follow that if that's the case, then maybe we'd look for a dump at the end of the day, because those dealers would have to be selling all those shares that they bought to be delta neutral. Okay. Yeah, that's really it. It's just a nice, cool strategy, a thing to keep in mind. I'm sure there's, other ways to get this information other than just Tradietics if you have any other flow service or things like that. But yeah, otherwise, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll help you out.